Hello, everyone, and welcome to this virtual assistant training. This training is put together to introduce you to the amazing field called virtual assistant or VA, and how you can make money from home, working remotely, whether as a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a young person, old person, male or female, young or old, trying to pivot into the gig economy, trying to freelance, work your way into financial freedom and independence. Most importantly, you want to call the shot and determine how your time goes, what you give your time to, and how much you earn while doing that. Then this training is for you. This is the introduction, and I'm looking forward to you guys having a great time. So let me make a quick introduction so that you get to know who is speaking, why I qualified to speak with you on this, and then we'll take it off from there. So my name is Dr. Temitope Okesheyin, but my students call me Coach T, or some people call me Dr. Tammy, and I'm the founder of Outnovately Africa and the University of Freelancing. What we do pretty much is to train, equip, and empower professionals who are trying to learn different skills, pivot into tech, learn freelancing, make money online, make money remotely, and most importantly, I started as a virtual assistant myself. That was how I became an Upwork expert vetted, the top 1%. Upwork is the largest freelancing platform in the world, and the top 1% means this is a platform with over 22 million talent. You are among the top 1%, the 1% of the 1% on the platform. And I didn't get there by joke. I got there by hard work, by grit, by strategy, by intelligence, and of course by God's grace. But it took time. This doesn't just happen in a minute or in a moment. It takes time. But I'm trying to crunch time for you. What I learned in years, what took me a long time to learn, is what I've put together in this training to show you. I'm a six figures freelancer, and I'm a Forbes coach. I'm a Forbes career coach, and that is what I do, and I train people. So let's get right into it. What is the virtual assistant and how did we get here? Let's talk about the gig economy first. The gig economy, which is the new frontier for African talent like you and I, started with the digital evolution. When internet came on board and everybody started using internet, we had access to phones, everybody could use, laptops. Internet penetration across Africa began to change the way we search for jobs. Before you have to finish school, look for a 9 to 5, and then, resume work every day, carrying files up and down. And I tell my students jokingly that gone are the days where we have to do that, because activity is not synonymous to productivity. Just because you leave your house every morning, go to work every day, come back home every night, and at the end of the month you receive a paycheck, does not mean you are making money actually. Some of you are actually running at a loss. By the time you calculate your expenses, look at the time you're exchanging, and the physical exertion that happens, you realize that you're actually losing than gaining. Now, it doesn't mean that the gig economy is perfect, but it's an intervention. It's a critical intervention. The rise of the gig platforms, where there are now platforms that says, you know what, there are some job, especially after COVID, that can be done remotely. It might not pay in terms of what we pay you if you're coming physically, but what we will pay you by the time you look at your expenses and the comfort is way, it weighs much than that. So we began to have these platforms come on board. You apply for jobs, you get the jobs, they give you the job, you execute, you make money, and then it began to grow. It got better in value, and that's how we got to where we are now. And there are hundreds and hundreds of this platform that are across the world everywhere. And that's how freelancing came about. That, rather than go to work Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, Monday till night, how about I offer my skills, these same skills, I offer it as a service online. I offer it as a gig online. I can work with multiple clients in different time zones, multiple time zones, and I make money in foreign currencies or in the currency of the country that I'm in. So it's like you literally building an alternative career pathway, expanding your horizons beyond your local market and expanding your life. That's how I started. From Nigeria, from Lagos, Nigeria. I was a head of operations at a job that was paying me 150,000 naira. I had a car as well. I was the head of HR and operations. And then I found freelancing that started paying me more than that. Then, I found out that, what, this freelancing that I'm doing on the side part-time as a virtual assistant has even begun to pay me almost times 10 of my salary. And that was how I resigned. I said if I can make 600, I can make 1,000 per month. I started making that. I said if I can make 1,000, I can make 2,000. I started making 2,400 per month. I said this is it. and I began to expand. I built an agency, got support, got assistance, even started a company that coaches and helps others, which is the University of Freelancing, helping others to navigate this same thing. That's pretty much this journey and the story. Now let's talk about the virtual assistant itself. What is a virtual assistant? Who is a virtual assistant? What do you do as a virtual assistant? A virtual assistant is a professional or anyone who is supporting clients virtually. You are assisting clients remotely, either as a specialized assistant or a generalized assistant. You are either a generalist or a specialized, assistant. But beyond that, let me talk about the advantages. Flexible hours, you work when it suits you. You are able to balance your personal life. You have global clients. You work with international organizations, businesses across the world. You are able to grow. You can learn and then come and offer that skill you just learned as a service. And of course, you set your own rate. That increases your earning potential. So let's talk about the virtual assistant, skill itself. What you do, specialized or not specialized, and all of that. You can be an administrative virtual assistant, you can be a social media virtual assistant, you can be a customer support virtual assistant, a content creation, and you can be a combination of all of this. These individually are specialized. But if you combine them, because some of us have these skills together, you can do social media, you can do customer support, you can handle operations, you can handle administration, you can do content creation. Yes, some of us are multi-skilled. You are a generalized virtual assistant. But for some people, your background all your life, 7 years, 10 years, 2 years of experience, you've only done customer service, customer support. Then you focus on that as a specialized customer support VA. Or it's social media, content creation, you focus on that as a specialized social media virtual assistant. Regardless of what you do, there is a space for you. Regardless of your combination of skills, there is a space for you. So you can make the decision to say, you know what, I'm comfortable in doing this and that's what I'm going to choose. Or I'm comfortable in doing that and that's what I'm going to do. There's so many things you need to know in terms of, time management when you're working as a virtual assistant. You need to plan your day, you need to prioritize your task, you need to set realistic goals, you need to use time tracking tools so that you know how many hours, how many minutes you're using for different clients and how much to be able to, bill them or how much you need to learn and when you can delegate responsibilities. There's so many VA mistakes you also make, underpricing, because you feel like you're not doing so much because you're working remotely, then you undervalue your skills. No. Sometimes you also don't communicate. Lack of communication is one of the common mistakes I see with virtual assistant. You are doing your work, you assume your client knows you are doing the work. No. Proactive communication is what builds trust and avoid misunderstanding. You need to keep your client in the loop. Oh, I'm currently working on this. Today I'm working on that. It keeps you accountable and it keeps them, aware of the work that you're doing. Even disorganization, even your own files are not organized. How do you want to organize the life of a client? These are the issues and the mistakes that you can avoid as a virtual assistant, right? How then do you find client? How do you find client as a virtual assistant? As a virtual assistant, there's so many platforms we use to find clients. So many platforms that are online. Through networking, you also find clients. And, all of this is what we teach in details in this training. This is an introduction. Like I said, the actual training will take you through the process of finding the job, what skills to build, the practical tools that we use as virtual assistant, and all of that. It's a 30-day school that you will learn all this. It's very extensive, very expansive, very detailed. But we're showing you at this intermediate, at this preliminary level, what you need to know, how you need to go about it, and then if you're interested in building a career as a virtual assistant, in making at least $2,500 per month, then that is an investment you want to make. What are the essential tools? There's so many. I'm going to show you some right here. There's so many tools you need at your disposal to make it in this VA world. It's not just about, moving back and forth. You need to know what you're doing, and there are tools that helps you to do those work. There are emails you need to know, Slack, Zoom, Asana. There are productivity tools, there are communication tools, there are collaboration tools that you need to know how to use. Now, What are the essential skills that you need as a virtual assistant? Like I mentioned already, you need to have communication skills, you need to have organizational skills, you need to be tech savvy. This is the age of technology and artificial intelligence where you have to be proficient in digital tools, adaptability, ability to be flexible to handle diverse tasks because many clients with their many requests. Also, you can build your virtual assistant as a business or as a career. It's up to you. But regardless, you need to also build a brand. These are some of the things that we can show you in details: how to start a brand, a VA brand, how to offer your services to clients, and handle more than one client per time, understand your target audience to be able to define clearly what their needs, their challenges, and then tailor your services and your marketing to resonate with them. There's so many things that can happen to you in the VA world, but one of those things is you making money, right? You can earn a wide range of income depending on your skills, your experience, and niche, right? There are hourly rate, there are project-based work. A client still reached out to me this morning, and their budget is a fixed rate for a particular role as an executive, virtual assistant. You can earn from $15 to $50 per hour or even more, depending on the complexity, on the simplicity of the task. You can also do project-based work, meaning you take a work and you say the project is, we're going to be paying you monthly, this is what we need you to do, support the CEO, travels, itineraries, content, or whatever, and we'll be paying you $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $300 a month. It depends on the client, the project, and your availability. So the income potential is very huge. I shared an example of how I started. In fact, the first money I made from freelancing was about $200. By the time I converted it, it was still much more than the salary I was earning. Then $600, then $1,000, then $2,400, then $3,000, and that's how I started growing. That's how I started building capacity, expanding, adding more team members as well. You see what I'm saying? So there's so many things you can do. Now, freelancing platforms, like I mentioned earlier, Upwork is one of my favorite. Upwork is what I teach, and I'm going to teach you how to use Upwork, how to create an account. A lot of people, a lot of Africans, a lot of Nigerians go to these platforms, they just sign up, they are there for months, and they're like, you know what, nobody's reaching out to me, I didn't find any job, it's a scam, it's because you don't understand how it works. I have something called the 6P framework of Upwork on how to navigate it, how to use the platform, how to write proposals, how to set your pricing, how to arrange your portfolio, what portfolios to put, everything together. I'm going to teach you in the 30 days VA school. I call it the 30 days virtual assistant school, or the virtual assistant 30 day school at the University of Freelancing. That is what we encourage you to enroll in, because that is where you get to understand in details how to sign up, what platforms to sign up, what to put in your profile, how to get the money, how to get the bag. You see what I'm saying? How do you then launch your virtual assistant career? Somebody is asking, how can I launch my VA career? Number one, pick your niche. Identify your strengths, choose a specialization, the one that aligns with your skills and interests. You must pick a niche that works with you. Nobody will do the work for you. Among all of your experiences, you can pick one out of them. You can even learn a skill for the purpose of freelancing with it as a VA. Number two, you build an online presence. Create a professional profile on platforms like LinkedIn, on even Upwork. The Upwork that I told you that I teach, you can optimize your LinkedIn profile, optimize your presence, create an account on Upwork where you get to set up an account. Then you begin to set a competitive rate. This is where you research market rate, price your services competitively, look at your skills in comparison to how much you're charging. Because there is entry level, mid level, expert level. If you overcharge, they will also go for someone else. If you undercharge, they won't also value you. Then when you understand this, you've created an account, you've set your rate, you create a winning proposal. This is what you use to get the jobs. How to get the job is through proposal. You send the proposal. Proposal is like a cover letter, just like you would do if you are looking for a typical 9-to-5 job. And after that, when you get the job, you deliver excellently. Consistently provide high quality work so that you get good reviews, good feedbacks that helps you get more job. That is it pretty much. If you want to learn more about building a career in virtual assistant, building and scaling this career path that you've probably even started, and you're like, you know what, I want to convert into offering these services as a VA. All this that I know, all this that I've learned, I want to virtually offer them. I don't want to do physical work anymore. I want to sit in the comfort of my home, attend to my family, attend to my children, or because of the location that I'm in, the season of life that I'm in, it's convenient for me to work remotely as this VA, because anybody can be a VA. Then this 30-day school is for you. But I hope that this itself, this mini training, is enough for you to start your journey, commence, and begin to make money. And I see you on the other side. How to reach, you can look at the details below that will share more information with you, the link on how you can access the training. Bye, and I see you on the other side. Once again, my name is Temitope Okesheyin, and I'm your privileged, tutor for this program, and I will see you in the 30-day school. Thank you.